There's a question from a gentleman right out there, sir.
What playwrights are writing things that you like or you respect?
I'm always afraid I'm going to get this wonderful question. Whose work do I like now? And my answer always is the good ones, of course. I used to think I had to carry a list with me of the 8 or 10 young playwrights that I thought were most exciting. And then I would usually have an out-of-date list. And I don't like that guy anymore. And wow, I didn't realize she was good as she was. We have no lack of first-rate young playwriting talent in the United States. We have an awful lot of very, very good people. The problem of our theater is not the lack of good young writers. The problem of our theater is good audiences and a physical structure, an economic structure of theater that will allow these good people to have their work done fairly and honorably. Don't worry about the talent. The talent is always there. Worry about the fact that the environment for the talent is less and less encouraging these days.
There's a young lady right here.
You had mentioned that the George and Martha that you thought were the best were the ones in your head. Could you speak a little bit more about what that process is like when you've written something and page to stage? It's, on the page in your head, but all of a sudden it has to become someone else's baby in a sense, and what that's like.
Oh, the lady was talking about what happens when you've written a play and you've got these wonderful three-dimensional characters that you've written, and all of a sudden it's time for actors to come on board and try to become what you have created. Well, you hire the best people you possibly can. You hire the people that you think are capable of becoming the characters that you've written as accurately and as completely as you wrote them. Expecting them to find their own way into the character, you can't possibly. I hear when I'm writing a play, I hear very specifically. I hear the way lines are spoken by a character, and I put that down on the page. I underline, I indent, I put down very much the way a composer notates. I indicate very, very specifically how I want lines to be spoken. And I will indicate in a parenthesis angrily, unhappily, querulously, or whatever. But I can't expect an actor to do that exactly, because the actor is another individual. But I expect them to come as close as they possibly can to my intention. There are lots of ways of getting there. But the better performance is the one that comes closest to the author's intention. Because what we want is the audience to share what we shared when we were writing the play. We don't want them to share something less or even other. And so you try to find actors who are capable of being as close to the character you created without losing their own vibrancy and their own intensity.
Mr. Albee, there's a Shakespeare director, Keith Anderson, who has a question for you right here.
Yes, you spoke of stage direction just a minute ago over here. What do you think about the actor's studio approach to putting on a play such as one of yours?
Well, you have to be. The gentleman was asking about how I feel about the actor's studio approach to doing a play of mine. I think what the gentleman is referring to is the semi-canard, not total canard, that the actor's studio actors pay absolutely no attention whatever to any indication of line readings or intention that the playwright put down, and reinvent the character for themselves. This is true with the lesser performers from the actor's studio. I like many things about the way actor studio actors work. I do think it's fine that you have to find and do depth analysis of the character and find within yourself your relationship to the character, as long as what you end up finding is not merely your relationship to yourself, but your relationship to the character, and are able to cross that line. I do like actors who are capable of convincing me that they are the character. I expect that. But there's some actors who can do this without doing any depth examination of the character at all. They just do it intuitively without thinking about it. Whatever works, my feeling is, I don't care how you get there, as long as you get there. Whenever I'm directing a play of mine, or I'm directing Beckett or somebody else, I tell my actors on the first day of rehearsal, which is sort of an actor studio way of going about it, I say, look, I want you to do whatever you want, anything you want, as long as you end up with exactly what I intended. This gives everybody the illusion of spontaneity, and I'm sly enough to get what I want.
Here's a question from the young lady right here.
Do you prefer if actors have sort of an understanding of the entire intention of one of your plays, of the whole story and all the levels, or do you find it better if they just focus on their own character and what's going on there?
The lady was asking the question about how do I think it's best for an actor to work. For the actor to examine the entire play and consider all of the implications of it, the psychological, philosophical implications of the play and the character and this or that. I'll tell you something. I've learned a long time ago that the only thing that can be acted is the moment-to-moment reality of what is happening to the character at that particular moment. The only thing that can be acted. The meaning of the play cannot be acted, the metaphors of the play cannot be acted, the symbolism of the play cannot be acted. All that can be acted, and ultimately all that can be directed, but truly all that can be acted, is the moment-to-moment reality of what is happening to the character at that particular time. That's all that can be acted. Everything else is accomplished by the playwright, who has it all make sense and come together finally at the end. I worry about actors who think they should be talking about the philosophical implications of a play. That's fine, so long as the character they're playing is thinking about the philosophical implications of the play. And most of my characters do not consider the philosophical implications of the play that they're in, because they're not that self-conscious. Nope. The moment-to reality of what is happening is all really, ultimately, that can be acted.
Thank you.
There's a young lady right here.
Last year, one of the most important things that happened to me was that my son graduated from college. And you were there getting an honorary degree.
When I was where?
You were at Yale getting your honorary doctorate degree. And my question is, since you pick words so carefully, each word is chosen so carefully, I hear you being referred to as Mr. Albee, and wondered why you don't choose Dr. Albee. Is it a conscious choice, and if so, why?
Well, let's say the proper pronunciation is Albee, not Albee. Anyway. I don't care what people call me. Hey, you is perfectly good. Dr. Albee? I get honorary degrees. I got thrown out of college, for God's sake. These are honorary degrees. I didn't deserve them. I didn't earn them, in any way. Anybody calling me Dr. Albee would embarrass me. Honorary degrees are fine. It's nice to get them, I guess. But I felt really about them a little bit the way I felt about when I got the Lifetime Achievement Award. The Lifetime Achievement Tony Award, my response to that was, isn't this a little premature?